Okay, so today is 30th January, so I'm set for the procedure. They'll call me in anytime from now.
Because of Jesus, I know go worry, I know go fear. By His grace, so I am living a life.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for always viewing. Guys, I do not take that for granted. Please don't get tired of listening to me. Go through this journey with me. So guys, today I will share the surgery experience. So after the mastectomy decision was made, and I was supposed to go on admission immediately, but because I wasn't prepared, I had to write an undertaking that I would be back in the morning. So I did that, and that the nurse asked me to be at the hospital before the ward round. So I went home, and I was terrified, and if the whole thing was becoming difficult than I thought it would be. But at the time, I was able to speak with Auntie Temi. So she spoke with me, and we decided to thank God for the breast, so far. I sometimes we really don't appreciate God. We take some things for granted. We focus on the things that are not working and forget that God has kept us, that God has been there fighting for us, that for your body to be complete, it's a huge testimony. So we celebrated my breast before the surgery. Then I shared some of my pictures with her, the pictures that I wore singlet. So we shared the pictures and celebrated God, and that actually helped me. So the next day, I left home early in the morning. I left my sister behind so she could get things ready. So I drove myself to the hospital. Got to the hospital. The doctors came for the ward round and prescribed some tests that I needed to do. I did all the tests and got ready. But at the time, I became so emotional. It gets worse the moment they came into my room in the evening to fix cannula for the surgery the next day. I was like, wow, this thing is really a reality. This thing is actually happening. At that point, I couldn't hold back my tears. He just held my hand and said, "Would you come with me?" So we walked, and we just walked around the hospital. He was talking to me. Some of the things he said, and I can never forget. The first thing he said to me was, "Uju, you don't have to admire that breast anymore." He said to me, "Uju, I'm going to talk to you like my sister. That breast, don't admire it anymore. Don't admire it." Some people got to this point and they couldn't take this decision. At the end of the day, they lost their lives. Some people came when it's very late and it has spread to other organs. even to the two breasts. At the end of the day, they had double mastectomy, and they were just managing it. It wasn't in a situation where they would say, okay, you do this, and you will be fine. So he encouraged me. You know, there's one thing with that doctor. He knows how to calm things down. You know, he has the right word, and he's so passionate about his job. And he usually have this attachment with the patients. You know, it's not really just being a doctor. I don't know how to describe it, but he's so nice. So after talking to me, before you know it, I started laughing. So I had to plead with him. I told him that I want to share my experience to encourage people who may be going through the same thing, and I would also want him to say the same things he said to me, to the women out there who may be going through this situation and they are finding it difficult to take the decision for mastectomy, which perhaps were the best decision they could take at that moment. So he accepted, and we did a video.
What will you tell those that says over my dead body? Instead, let me die. Instead of taking out those breasts, let me die. I really say to them.
Well, a patient or an individual is entitled to his or her own opinion, but it's important that they get professional advice, so that whatever decision they come up with will be an informed decision. And when you say over your dead body, you also have to realize that if you leave this cancer untreated, that the way you see the breast today, that gives you the courage to make such declaration, is not the way to be in the next 6 months, 1 year. So I have also seen people who say, no problem, the cancer has come, it has come, no problem, whenever death comes, you are ready to accept it. But then, the process of this death is another concern, because when you leave cancer untreated, it's not just going to kill you overnight. It's going to put you through so much torture that down the timeline there is bound to be regrets. The evidences are there. So, and I see no reason why someone would deny him or herself the opportunity to benefit from what science has established, protocols that are known, and a lot of people have benefited from it. A lot of people have lived 5, 10, 15, 20 years post-treatment of breast cancer, and they are living their life fine. So you find out that ignorance is a huge challenge. It's important that people get access to proper information, so they don't take decisions purely based on what they feel or what they hear from the streets and all that. So the advice is people should meet professionals in times of such challenges as breast cancer and heed the advice of the professionals. The result, the end result, will always be better off than.
So guys, this is from Dr. to you, so you make use of the information in case you know you are in those situations, please just make use of this information. If you have someone who needs to hear this, please share with the person, share the link with the person. Okay, just like I said, he's so passionate about his job. So after everything, I was a bit relieved. Not that the feelings has gone totally, but it wasn't that the way it was. So we all went back to the room. They fixed the cannula for me. Then the next day in the morning, they still came to my room. He said that they are not going to call me in immediately. That they would start with emergency cases first before they would call me. So I waited. Oh, anxious. I was so anxious. I waited. It was some minutes to 11 before they came for me. Guys, what I have to say here is sometimes you need to share. When you hold back, you keep dying in silence, but when you share that burden, it's a bit lifted. From this my experience, I've known that I never wanted to share my story. I never wanted to do that at all. I never wanted to do that. But at that point, when the thing was so difficult, I made that decision because I know there are people out there who may be going through the same thing and need to be encouraged. So I decided to be there for them. I really appreciate people that made me speak out. I am someone like Anna. She's my friend. She actually introduced me to PWC. At first, I didn't want anybody to know about it. So she was the one that called Ayo. That's the she's the founder of PWC. She called her and narrated the whole thing to her and called me and said, sorry, I couldn't hold it anymore, so I need a prayer altar to be raised on your behalf. So I spoke with Ayo, so I'm just telling you so that you are not surprised when she calls. So I said, okay, it's fine. So I noticed that at the moment I started sharing, the weight was less. Oh God, what would I have done? How would I have coped? You know that PWC actually played a vital role for me, not just for the money. They were always there. Always, I mean always. They are living at different places, far places. Some people were outside. Some people are outside the country actually. Some are in Nigeria, in Lagos. They were far away, but it never stopped them. They were just there supporting emotionally. And Toyin actually hooked me up with the sister-in-law, the mother-in-law, who have gone through the same thing. And when you hear from people who have gone through the same thing, when you hear from them, it's you are a bit calm. But when other people talk to you, you feel they don't understand. So it actually helped me, like sharing actually helped me. So please don't just keep it to yourself. Share. You never can tell who God will use to save your life. Please keep checking yourself. Don't stop checking. Check yourself. Develop long positive relationship with your body. And remember, it could have been worse, but God did not allow it. So if God did not allow it, He's going to bring you out of this situation and you will be just fine. So let's loud it. Cancer is not a death sentence. Early detection and treatment is the key to survival. Thank you for viewing. See you next time. Bye.